the election of 2022 is a unique election since 1963, in that it is not ethnic-based election. It is not regional. It is not time for our man to eat. If you listen to the leading candidates, which of course I am affiliated to the Kenya Kwanza, you listen to our presidential candidate and our philosophy that drives the campaign is an issue-based. It is addressing a very serious economic disparity which has really affected the Western civilization, and especially after the experience of industrial revolution. How do we manage the gap between the rich and the poor? And Kenya Kwanza is coming out with what they call Potamo System of economy, so that we minimize dependency syndrome to external factors and encourage participation of the citizen in the creation of economy in the country. And they have adopted what they would call in economy, I'm told, Protocapitalism. Protocapitalism has three phases. One is laissez-faire, that is the free market and survival of the fittest. Then the second one is about government in just putting investment into the hands of citizens to be able to generate economy. And I think this is where our economists have come from. That we would like to cause an activity amongst the base of the pyramid. How can you make the 1% economy down there increase, which is in the hands of the larger population? How do you make everyone participate? One is by giving them credit, as our leadership is giving us, giving them credit with a lower or none interest, so that they don't serve interest for too long, but they are able to access credit that will make them participate in the economy of the country. This argument leads us to the second question, that if you allow more people in the country participate in the economy, then you are allowing more people to plow back their efforts into the revenue. They become taxpayers. Then you enjoy what they call economies of scale. Because of that, we are going to make everyone participate. The reason why I think this makes sense, and I support this, is that you are able, number one, to let the majority not to be consumers, only consumers, but they become productionists, the people who can produce like others. You are giving opportunity to Kenyans to be producers, not consumers. They consume what they produce, and therefore the rate of consumption and production are almost the same. Second, you are giving the benefit to the country that every citizen is contributing to the economy of the nation by expanding the revenue collection base. It makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. And the third point why I think this is the right formation is that with this we are able to expand the ownership of the country. The ownership. You have heard people say, tunavumilia kuwa wananchi. We don't have to vumilia. We need to own the country. So it enhances that ownership. And when you spread ownership, and in modern management, they have changed the term from workers to owners of businesses. In fact, I am challenging my friend Atuoli, who talks about the champion of the workers. You know, the world has redefined that particular term, because we are not in the crude industrial time where we had the owners of the company versus the workers who became only beneficiaries of salaries and what you call allowances and so on. In modern concept of management, we no longer have workers versus owners. What we have is that we have shareholders versus stakeholders. Stakeholders, people with a stake in the generation of economy. So, and one of the principles that guides the new concept in management is by making everyone participating in the chain of production not only a beneficiary but a stakeholder. He has or she has a sense of ownership. This is what Kenya Kwanza is propagating. Number one, giving Kenyans more people who are to be more producers rather than consumers. Second is to expand the revenue base in the country so that few people are not paying taxes, but all of us are paying taxes one way or another in a very easy way. Enable us to do it because all of us have a capacity of doing the production. And the third one, as I said, is the expansion of ownership. You own the country because you benefit from the country. You own the country because you enjoy the reason of being a Kenyan. So by doing this, and this is the major issue, Kenya Kwanza is divining it in the way he's doing it. And our deputy president, who is our party leader and the presidential candidate, has a team that he assembled that has really ventilated on this matter, and the details is given in what you call the manifesto. Now, when you look at the competitors on the other hand, are not talking about something else. They are talking about pesa mashinani. They are talking about, you know, helping the common man. They are addressing the same thing. They are defining it differently. It is a reality that we are facing. So, Komen, I am of the opinion that the election of 2022 is so unique because basically it is an issue-based election. It is an issue-based election. And I want to candidly speak to the institutions which is in charge of this process. One, the IBC. IBC must manage this election having in mind that Kenyan society are not looking up to themselves for their hope. No, they are looking to government to give them that hope. That at the end of this election, they will have elected participation in the production of economy of this country. And they are part of that. They will have elected their responsibility to expand revenue collection, to be in charge in making and supporting their own government. They will have elected ownership of the country. That this country cannot belong to few multinationals, whether they are local or international, but this country belongs to every citizen. They feel that they own it. That's what they are fighting for. And if the election is messed up, the conflict will not be between the Luos and Kalenjins, Kikuyus and Kalenjins, or any other tribe for this matter. It will not be. So I am I am asking my friend in charge of NCIC, my friend and brother, Reverend Copia, by zoning areas and say these are hot spots is a misplaced concept. You are still working on the yesteryears of campaign. I want to say if this election is messed up, it will anger the citizen against the government, not people. They are not, it will not be a conflict between Gikuyus, Kalenjins, who it will be borders across, it will be these Mamambogas across, it will be everybody across. So the government must organize, provide security, provide environment in such a way that the loser will lose clean and the winner will win clean. If you go to Central Province, why they are saying you are voting Ruto is not because Ruto is a Kikuyu, neither because he's a Kalenjin. They are voting for him because of their interest. Who amongst these candidates can secure our interest? You know, let's face it, they are complaining that under the administration, which is exiting now, they lost their properties in Kirinyaga Street and being declared as fake. They were forced that if you want to import your own importation from abroad individually. And these are people who wanted to put their efforts together in one container. You ask them to bring it separately.